welcome to Stretch with Dave. I'm Dave. Today we're going to be just focusing on our shoulder joint. Pretty simple today. The second last exercise there, the teacups. You might also want something a small object to hold. I'm just going to use, you could use a pen. I'm just going to be using this weight clip for it. And then we have our band as well. Towel would absolutely work today instead of the band. But like I said, we are focusing on our shoulder joint, and we are going to get started just with our arm swings to loosen some things up. So we're going to go palms up. We're going to cross our body, palms down, open up, palms up, alternate which arm's on top, palms down. Get the blood flowing. Ideally, we want our hands to be below shoulder height on this. If you're a little bit higher up, that's okay. I find that people do get tired when they do these and they have their arms up, and we're still getting the same benefits just by opening with these and having the arms and hands down a little bit. And we certainly don't want to be up here. You do not want that. All right, so we're going to move into our back crawl. So I want you to hinge at the hips a little bit. And just like you were swimming in a pool, going into the back crawl, we're going to go to the back crawl here. And you can go ahead and turn your hands like you're scooping up that water. And just by doing this, we're, again, opening up that shoulder joint. If you don't want to hinge, you can stand up, and you can sort of see me better as I'm opening up here. That shoulder joint with some dynamic movement. Again, we want to be controlled through this movement. It's not a ballistic movement. It is slow, it's controlled. I'm taking that time to open up. All right. We're going to go into our handcuff stretches, give our delts a little bit of a break because they are moving there. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my shoulders back and down, and then I'm grabbing my left wrist behind my chest, and I have that nice, proud Superman chest, but my hands are behind my back as if I'm being arrested or I'm in handcuffs. And we can feel that stretching out the chest and the shoulders. And what we're going to do is switch sides here. So I'm going to grab my right wrist now. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but it does make a slight difference. So we want to make sure that we're stretching evenly. And how I do that is I just, I either use a timer or I count my breath cycles. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You can sort of move your neck through this as well. All right, so now we're going to go into the front crawl. And again, we're hinging at the hips. Now we're crawling forward, right? Like we're swimming in a pool. And you don't need to be hinged at the hips. This is certainly a lot easier. This gets a little bit more of the lower body involved, a little bit more of the core involved. All right, I don't know really what to call this next one. So I just called it sort of what it looks like with the band up and over. Again, you can be using a towel for this. Doesn't really matter the tension on the band either, for this one anyways. All I'm doing is I have the band in my hands. I'm going to go up and over and all the way to the back. I find that bands are easier than towels on this one because there's a little bit of stretch here. When I go over, I can pull apart if I want to create a little bit of extra space. Certainly makes it easier for the movement. And we can feel throughout this one, that huge range of motion, the shoulders opening up and turning. All right, so we're going to go into our band rotator cuff now. So I have the band just resting in my right hand. That could be my bottom arm. I'm going to grab it with my left hand. So I'm in this position. And then again, the stretch comes from me pulling up. And we're going to move to this one. It's not the top arm that's getting the stretch. It's the bottom arm. You can see that the bottom arm is being pulled ever so slightly up as I do that. And that's driving me further into external rotation, which is thus stretching my internal rotators. We'll switch sides. Now it's in my left hand at the bottom. Grab it with my right. Lift up. You might find that one side's easier than the other. That can be fairly common, but it is not normal. It's not what we want. It is a common issue, but it's not what we want. So if you do notice that, take your time to practice both sides, and eventually they'll even up there. So we're going to go into our door frame stretch next. I want to make sure that we're trying to get the bicep as much as possible. So if we go with our palm up, just below shoulder height on that door frame, I turn and I rotate there. You'll get a little bit of bicep. If you want to intensify the stretch, make it even harder, you can go into that bicep stretch and turn. So what I've done is my palm is against the wall, fingers are pointing down, and then I turn into that door frame stretch. That is a possibility. I'm not I would rather just do the focus on the chest with my palm up. Then I get more chest than bicep. But if you want to get more bicep than chest in your stretch, do it palm against the wall. Switch sides. We want to make sure that we get the bicep in there because the bicep is obviously attached to the shoulder. It can be a tight point for, I won't say many people, but people who exercise their arms a lot certainly could be a problem, especially if they're focusing biceps more than they probably should be. And now to go to the opposite side of the shoulder, we're going to go into our cross body shoulder stretch. So my left arm's coming across, right arm underneath, and then I'm just pulling that left elbow towards my right shoulder. And if you want to add in like an extra stretch, this is lower body, but we can do that sort of side lean there with the trail leg being stretched. And we'll switch sides. You might have noticed, with the shoulder, there's a bunch of different stretches and movements here, and that's because the shoulder is a ball and socket joint, which means it can move almost omnidirectionally. And that means there's lots of different areas that can be tight, lots of different areas that can be weak. If you're looking at strengthening your shoulder, most people need to strengthen the back of their shoulders, but you might need to be strengthening the chest as well. That could be a possibility for you. So we have our upper trap neck stretch, and my cat is coming to visit. So we're going to go right ear to right shoulder, and then just pulling gently down on the left hand. Don't hold these ones for very long. We'll switch sides, left ear to left shoulder, gently pulling down on the right hand. If you don't like pulling down, you can always just crawl down your side with your right hand. Some people find that a little bit more easy to do. It's a little bit simpler for them. And then we're going to go back to the other side. This time we're going to point our chin up, hand on our chest. Right ear, right shoulder still, but the chin is up. And then we're going to go left ear to left shoulder, chin up, and then just switch. And why I put my hand there is I'm trying to depress that shoulder a little bit by pulling my chest muscle down. All right, and then last but not least, why you need like a little prop. It really doesn't matter what you use. It could be a pen, it could be a coin, could be an actual teacup. So this is a really cool exercise for shoulder mobility. I am holding my teacup in my hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it out to the side by tucking in first. So I'm internally rotating there. I don't want to spill my teacup. I can tilt my body out if I need to, but I'm extending there. And then I'm going to bring it over my head, over my face, and we're back down here. So we're going to do that again slow. So I'm going to bring it in. I'm turning it in. And I'm going to push my body out, keeping that teacup up. And then I'm going to bring it over my face and down. We're going to do it one more time on this side, then we're going to do the other. So you can, I'm going to try to stay in frame here. Bring it in and out. You can tilt your body out, arm is straight, and then we're going to turn over the head and back down. So this time we're going to go through our right arm. So our right arm is out. I bring it in, extend straight out, up, top, over the face, and down. All right? So in, out, over the face, don't hit your ceiling fan, and down, in, out, over the face, straight down. All right, so that's a very good mobility exercise for your shoulder. Certainly requires some brain power as well. With all that shoulder stuff, you just want to shake it out real loosey-goosey. You know, maybe some arm circles forward, back, do some more arm swings. But that is all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed me doing, a specific joint that you can now refer back to if you're feeling a little bit of tightness, let me know in the comments. But if not, I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day and keep moving.